And welcome back to Style and Empowerment Chat with Lauren Friends Radio. So we're backstage covering the Back in the Day Comedy Jam here in Philly at the Punchline Philly, which of course has such a great history of comedians here. So I am excited to be sitting down with a beautiful comedian, LaTice.
Well, thank you. Hello, how are you?
Fabulous.
Yes.
So we're sitting here in this fabulously chic, industrial chic green room, and it has pictures of some of comedy's greats who have performed here. The Waynes, Kevin Hart. Yes. So, when as a comedian, when you're on the road and you're in various venues and you're in spots like the Punchline,
right,
which, has such a history. When you're performing, does that kind of infuse into your performance?
It does. Actually, it inspires me. I think this green room act does inspire you to want to do your best no matter what happens before you get in here. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's with any time you hit the stage, you have to just be ready to go.
So tell our listeners a bit about your background in comedy.
Okay, so I've been doing it a little over 10 years, and I travel around a lot. I started here in Philly. My first open mic was at the Comedy Cabaret in Northeast Philadelphia, and started going up to New York shortly after that. And my first show up there was Broadway Comedy Club and networking, met a lot of amazing people, started doing like the Sisters of Comedy, which the lineup was Yamanika Saunders, Phoebe Robinson, Shantae Wayans, Liz Fabulous, like all of us, Crystal Ward, at a midnight show in New York Comedy Club. And like that's when you really see the real deal. And now most of those people I named are already have Comedy Central specials. Phoebe just moderated for Michelle Obama in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center. She has a book that came out. So I'm trying to catch up to them. You know what I mean? I'm making my way. Everybody has a different path. And I love what I'm doing. I get to travel around. I work here at Punchline. I work other clubs in Philadelphia and all around. Just came back from Memphis for the Memphis Urban Laughs Comedy Festival, which was amazing. And that was my fourth festival this year, actually. So I love traveling around. I was at Boston for the Women in Comedy Festival. And I got into the DC Comedy Festival this year. And then I was in Black Girl Giggles, which is in New Orleans every 4th of July, which is it's the same time as Essence Fest. So it is just amazing. And everything, it's all women empowerment, which I love. I am for any woman who's trying to do stand-up. I've got their back. Like, I will do what I can. I also teach stand-up actually now. I've been almost a teacher here in Philadelphia for almost 2 years at the Philly Improv Theater.
Wow.
Yes, so I teach middle schoolers, I have a high school class, and I teach adults.
That's fantastic.
Thank you. I absolutely love it.
Well, let's stop right there.
Yeah.
So if any of our listeners want to seek you out for mentoring and teaching and enroll in any of your classes, where can they look?
Okay, they can either look me up under LaTice Comedy. It's LATICE Comedy. I'm everywhere on social media, on all platforms. And also you can actually go to the PhillyImprovTheater.com. Their website has my bio and everything and when classes are starting. There's a new one. Classes will open January 5th. I believe that's the first one. It's a Sunday. And I'm also going to teach the 201, which is going to focus on hosting and crowd work.
Fantastic. That's so great.
Yeah.
So now, so much with comedy. Like, I think oftentimes when it comes to hosting or comedy, people who aren't in it and haven't put the work in and behind the scenes, like, oh, you just get up there and you just talk. I mean, I see a lot of metaphors with comedy. You have to have courage. Courage to stand up on the stage.
That's true.
You have to be in touch with your vulnerability because you're going on stage and you're being vulnerable with your audience.
Right.
You have to be able to read, adapt, and control your audience.
It's a lot of all that.
And you have to, whatever pressure you feel inside, just kind of flush that out.
Yes.
And be in the moment. There's discipline.
Yes.
And perfecting.
All of that.
And perfecting your craft. And so can you, talk a bit about all those elements?
They are all important. You hit everything on the head. So what's funny is, though, when you speak about courage, and people always tell me, LaTice, you're so brave. You're so brave for getting up there. I'm like, I was going for funny. Was I funny? No, but it is. It does take courage. But once you get past that, here's the thing that I even tell my students. If you can just get on stage, grab the microphone,
That's
you've already won. Because the biggest fear people have is public speaking. Right? So as soon as you get up there,
stupid in front of people.
Right. So as long as you can conquer that, you've already half the battle is won, right? So being vulnerable, yes, that's another component, because if you're not being your true self, the audience will know. People can sense if you're being truthful or not. It's almost like, when dogs can sense fear, the audience knows when you're telling the truth or not. And that's where the laughs come from. If they believe what you're saying, that's how that computes into laughs, right? So if they take that ride with you, then it's all gravy. But if you come out there and you're just, messing around, you're not being 100% you, they can see that. And you're going to get half whatever you're giving,
So now part of comedy also is you deal with hecklers, you deal with nights where your jokes don't go over, or sometimes people, or I've seen watching Def Comedy Jam and all that stuff, where people are just straight up rude and ignorant.
Right.
So for any
That
aspiring comic, can you also give some advice on when you're on stage and you're not exactly, hitting it, so to speak?
Right.
Or people just aren't flowing, or they're rejecting your work.
Right. Well, that comes in, like you mentioned before, reading the audience and realizing you have to adapt to something, right? So it's a matter of knowing, okay, this isn't going well, I have to switch gears. So you pull something else out. Right. You go for something else. If whatever you're talking about isn't working, switch gears. But a good comedian will realize, okay, they're not feeling this. Let me see where I can go. And then you try to hit them with something else. Hopefully that will bring them back. Or laugh at yourself. Make a joke literally about what's happening, like you said, in the moment. If you're not in the moment, then it's not going to do yourself justice on the stage. So when you're living in the moment, you can react to everything going around you and still be funny. Yes.
And what advice would you give to any female out there aspiring to anything in the arts or performance, finding her confidence in her voice and enduring through the obstacles?
Right, because there are obstacles. I would say just follow your heart, right? Women, we have a lot of things to say. We're bosses. We're care providers. We're psychologists. We're nurses. We're everything. And especially when you add being a mother to that. I have 3 kids. And their ages are 27, 13, and 4. So that's a wide range of different personalities, I literally had a kid every decade.
Wow.
Right? So
well, you look fantastic.
Well, thank you. But and so I talk about that too. So it's like you have to be your true self. And I would say just follow your heart, follow your dreams, and you will go far.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure, and I can't wait to see your set.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more after this.